Alright, so this is a little bit of a different video from what normally happens. It's usually like a full-on documentary of the week's progress, and it's taken a bit of a back step since the holiday. I've been quite overwhelmed with a lot of stress, overcoming a lot of challenges. A lot of new opportunities have come to fruition. And in general, it's just been so overwhelming that when you're on the job, it's right. The SHIT has hit the fan. We need to get this finished because time's ticking. It's costing money. And so unfortunately, I've not been recording. Now, I'm going to give a bit of a progress update. And I just wanted to touch on a few points. So, the last video that we did, it got quite a lot of traction, but I'm thinking maybe for all the wrong reasons. The channel grew ridiculous. It went from 500 subscribers and we're now at 2,500, which is really, really good. Like, there's no such thing as bad news, you know, it's all great publicity. But in hindsight, you know, I replied to each and every comment, and when you're replying to hundreds of comments on a negative subject, it kind of brings you down, and it's not what I'm about. I'm quite a positive, optimistic, uplifting person, and I just wanted to shift the channel from this point on, that I'm not dealing with any negativity. Life is full of negativity, it's inevitable, but it's how you handle it. And I think in general, my thoughts on the matter is, and you can see it by the comments, is there are generally more good people than bad. And I think that's the best way to look and be more optimistic. So, what can I say? I'm not dwelling on the subject anymore. We're moving on. We're progressing. We've made some fantastic progress at the house, and I can't wait to show you. So I've had to bullet point everything that has started because there's that much gone on. So Dave has finished off the plasterboarding in the outbuilding, because when we came away, we were just hammering it, you know, getting all the boards up. There was just a few bits left, and that's been done. Number 2 flagging here. We're in number 2 now. The pointing has been finished, so we've gone for like this. It's like a bit of a liquid sand type of thing. It's like come from America. It's quite a good product. And all the cuts for the patios all been finished. There's the side entry just to, you know, just literally just put them in. So it's looking really good. The site is so much nicer to be around. So the electrics have been installed in the number 2 house, because you can remember there was the supply coming in from number 1 and it was feeding both houses. So with us having all these new electric appliances, full mod-cons, it's all had to be uprated. So this has now got its own separate supply. They dug up all the front of the house. They've relayed like the tarmac. It's a different colour, so I'm going to blend it in. I'm going to paint the remainder. I think you can get like a tar based paint, and that will just all blend in really nice. Aesthetically, it's all going to be like really jet wash cleaned. There's a few bits of touching up on the front of the houses, the paint work. We're still a little bit undecided on whether to go for a lighter colour for the lilac. So your thoughts on that one? Because speaking with a few people love it, a few people haven't said much, which is an inkling that it might be too bright. I don't know whether it quite fits in with 1 and 2 because it's darker colours, reds, absorb a lot more light and they are generally brighter. So I'm thinking maybe more a salmon pink or a terracotta. So we've cleared the full site, everything from the garden. We've done like 7 trailer loads to the dump. Had a good tidy up. It was well needed. Like I say, in future, when we're doing other jobs, we're gonna be having extra pair of hands, labour, it will push the job on. I don't have to be handballing everything. I can put my energy into more productive tasks, cost saving, that type of thing, or just generally doing the expensive jobs. So I've used the Wagner 350M Pro machine. It's a airless paint spraying machine. I did a bit of a test run. I won't say it's a review because it's absolutely shocking. But it was my first attempt at spraying a house. Now, I did it at my friend's house and I did it for free because, you know, there was a lot of overspray, touching up, that type of thing. I haven't since learned from my mistakes and I have oversprayed, which I'll get to in a minute. But in general, good grief. Smashed it, did it in like 5 hours per house. It's an incredible piece of kit. It definitely saves time. It's good for open spaces. But yeah, and it works this time. The last time the machine actually failed, and this time it's worked perfectly. I've meticulously cleaned it, so it's ready for each time it's used. So yeah, in terms of overspray, I should not have sprayed the upstairs of these houses because I oversprayed on the beams. I didn't mask up the beams because they was dusty. With the tape that we had, it wouldn't stick, so I needed to clean the beams first, and then masking up would have took an extra day and a half. So I oversprayed and I paid the price because I ended up having to spend a day and a half sanding all the beams again to clean them. So spend time masking up. It's all in the preparation when it comes to painting. But in general, what a cracking machine. So the full outbuilding now, the tiny house project, whatever you want to call it, that's all been skimmed. Plasterers came yesterday. They boshed it in like 2 hours, which was pretty good. They got paid for a full day, so even better for them. But yeah, I like to keep people sweet because they've travelled. Overall, it's cost less, so we'll not tell them that. And it's reliability, and they're a cracking set of lads, so I'll happily work with them again. I don't mind paying for a good quality service. Joinery. Dave's been doing his joinery. He's been doing the banisters, the balustrades. He's done the upstairs of the mezzanine in the outbuilding. We was gonna go for the full screen, so we was gonna completely block it off. And Dave had the idea. I like how when the jobs progress, you've got one thing in your mind, you put it to the test, you think, nah, it's not going to work, so you compromise and, you know. So we come up with the idea that we were going to put a laminated piece of glass in there, so people can see out and in, and it lets light into the room, so it doesn't feel so much like a prison cell. And also, we had a cracking comment on the YouTube. So someone commented on the mezzanine that you've put in, what fire safety measures have you got for the upstairs bit? And it wasn't something I thought about because it's not been built yet. But we've been and bought a Velux window. Now they're pretty expensive, so they're like 350 quid new. And I got one for 60 quid off Facebook. So we've got a little bit of time to fit that, but that outbuilding is going to look so cool. I'm really, really excited for the finished result of that. In terms of other joinery, Dave's done all the cupboards, he's done all the door frames, he's built them himself, and it's looking really, really good. I'm so impressed. He's proper worked hard this week. So yeah, what other bullet points have I got? So the wall, we've got the final finished result of the wall. It's yet to be acid washed, to get rid of some of the mortar stains, but I'm really, really pleased with how it's looking, how the complete entry at the back is looking pretty good. It's very in keeping, reusing the materials that we already had. It's like a Welsh design, stone wall. They all kind of look the same, but there's certain styles. You've got your dry stone wall up in the lakes, and they tend to use more concrete down here. But yeah, in general, I'm just going to take you on a bit of a walkthrough now, so you can see the project as it is. You can critique me, and then give us some positive feedback. I like how people have their own opinions, and I respect every comment, and I appreciate every comment. Good, bad, and maybe not so much negative. But in hindsight, this channel is a bit of a personal development for me. I've been in business for the last 15 years. I'm improving every day. Taking positive steps towards being a good role model for my family, for my kid, for you guys watching, and all this is just an improvement. So yeah, I'm going to take on this walkthrough. We're upstairs in number 2 now, and that will be somewhat of a wrap of the video. So let's go and have a look. So all these wooden beams have been sanded. Again, I've yet to do another coat, so I've got to cut in all these beams just to make a nice, really clean finish. All these door frames are going to get cleaned. I've got to decorate as cork the edges. Skirtings are in, so I'm going to cork them, do a primer, paint. James, the electrician, will be coming in, fitting all the plug sockets very soon, when I can afford to buy the materials for it. Our business funds at the minute is paying for the build, as long as, well, I should say, as well as other people helping out. So I've got a few investors which have been really kind and generous. Just take that with me. So, balustrade. This was actually out of one of the neighbours' houses. Dave did a job next door for Anne, fitted a new handrail, and I've yet to show her that we've upcycled it. Totally Dave's idea, but I just love that there's something there for her to see. So yeah, we've got a balustrade in, 2x2, what do you call them, posts, spindles, that's the one. I was going to go for slightly smaller, but I don't mind, it looks really good. So I've got them to paint, doorway to clean. Skirtings, they only had 5-inch skirtings, they're MDF. I know you can get plastic ones these days that you don't have to paint, and I was seriously considering it, but yeah, no, I like that I went for a bigger, not that I had any choice, skirting. Fireplace, you can see the overspray. That was what it's like all upstairs, so that's going to be cleaned off. I've got some acid wash for this, and then we're going to seal it. The inner of the fireplace needs to be pointed, so choose a rainy day to finish that. So we've hoovered all in here, cleaned everything out. We're not far off getting the kitchens in. We've got our window, slate, lintels. So we've got a bathroom suite ready to be fitted. And then in the back, show you over here. So this is the pointing, gone for a matching grey. These fence panels, each one I'm going to be getting out the Wagner paint sprayer, and we're going to be spraying all them grey, just to in keep with this patio, and also a nice gesture for next door because she's got grey panels. So if you can remember my steps, how they was previously, Dave's significantly improved them. They came out too far, and it just leaves us more of an access to getting up there because we like our motorbikes, and to bring them up would be nice to have them parked there. You never want to be too far away from your bike. So this beautiful caravan will be going very shortly. All of the stones left over from the wall, well, a lot of them we crushed, as you can remember. I've piled them all up here, so there's a good 3 ton of stone. And then there's the Goliaths, which are mega heavy. And what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to create a little dwarf wall which will retain this. We're going to have our steps going in there, and then this is just going to be nice bedding plants. So all this has been cleared out. Those fences will be going back. I want to show you my wall, my pride and joy. I've spent a long time building this, probably a full week in total, to be honest, which isn't too bad considering I've never done one before. So with these at the bottom, what we've done is we've done facing stones, so we've cut a slither and it's all concrete at the back, so it's all strong and retaining. So yeah, there's one there to be fitted, and then there's a few here just to finish that corner bit off. But yeah, we're going to acid wash that, and happy days. So we've been using the whacker, and we've got this base all nice and level. So we're going to go for like a 20mm limestone, and we're going to use like interlocking mats, you know, basically to stop the stone from moving. This is the other wall which I've built, and we've got a monster stone here which I'm super impressed we managed to get in. Back breaking lifting that in. Yeah, so we've got a trailer going back, scaffolding. It's such a nice feeling taking all this stuff back. And yeah, site's looking really good. Just show you number one. We've got little Rocky the Raper, because he was mounting Dave's dog, which I wasn't best pleased about. So we've got that suite to go in. Move. Ignore it. And then up here is the same script, so I don't really need to go into that. Exactly the same as next door. I'm watching you, leave him alone. I wouldn't mind, he's not even a girl. Naughty pig, ain't you? So out back we've got patio in. Just got these odd bits here to finish. Loading up rubbish there for the trailer run back. Sorry, that will be going to the tip. In here we've got the outbuilding nicely plastered. This at the minute is Dave's workshop, so he's been doing all of his carpentry, wood, joinery. Left that wall unskimmed because we're going to tile this part and we're going to tile this, so that will be like a more in-depth. But yeah, in general you can see where the old plaster was, where it's dried. And in here, so before David finished, he was just on with building the stairs for that. But yeah, it's going to look mega cool in here. I can't wait to have all the electrics fitted, all the mod cons. So yeah, in a nutshell, that is everything up to date. I'll have a proper video next week, hopefully. Commitments, school plays, so much going on in my life at the minute. It's hard to keep track, but I'll do my very best to record a proper episode. So yeah, as always, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Any comments, I do reply to each one. Keep them positive, but any constructive criticism is always welcomed. But yeah, that's it for now. All the best.